I did get my denial letter back from the Postal Service, and my claim was denied due to I downloaded it as a PDF. I went into the claim on USPS.com. I filed an appeal. So if you guys didn't know that, that is the USPS rule on internet sales that were damaged throughout shipment. I want everybody to send their love to my boy Bandit here. Welcome back, everybody. We had another great week. Sales picked up from what it did last week. I know some of you out there told me that you guys were with me in having a slow sales week last week. Mine did pick up this week and got back to a little more normal. So I hope the same happened for everybody else. This week was also my last week of the semester for college. Got all my grades back. We'll talk about that at the end. All A's, still good. Also, I got my denial letter from USPS that I talked about yesterday, waiting for that to come in. I got it in this week, and we'll talk about the steps going forward on that case. And I also have a fun story about Bandit that happened this week. It's actually not a fun story, but something happened with Bandit this week, and I want to let you guys know about it. So let's go ahead and jump into the numbers. This week, we had an increased gross sales of 627, which was a net sales of 340. We didn't get skunked any day of this week. Started off with a good Sunday. Like I said, normally you could tell how the week's going to go based off the sales on Sunday. I knew last week, starting off strong, I think I had 4 sales on Sunday, which is usually a good indication it's going to be a good week. We had a okay Monday, an average Tuesday, average Wednesday. Once we started the tiered weekend sales, that's where things came in. Had a great Thursday, a great Friday, and then had an okay Saturday night. We had an average gross per sales of the week of $21.64, which was an average net per sales of $11.35, which was a 54% net profit margin and a 53% average net profit margin per sale. Top sources by net return, there was a Goodwill that took the #1 spot this week. Sunglasses holding strong at #2. Remotes, again, we're seeing that steady comeback on remotes, which is always good to see. And then a mixture of thrift stores and home items that sold this week. Did not go sourcing this week, so spent $0 on new inventory. Cost of goods sold this week was $56.31. I paid eBay a total of $92.73 in marketplace fees, and I paid shipping services $138 for shipping labels. I continued on with my listing goal of 8 a day, which was 56 total listings for the week, and we had a total of 29 sales, so we're right back up to that 30 average where I've been normally sitting. I thought last week we were starting to see the results of me downgrading to only doing 8 listings a day, but in second thought, I just think it was a slow week. This week we saw a little bit of a bounce back, so don't think it was that big of a deal. Average time to list something in my store this week was 22 days. Average time to sell something in my store this week was 4 months. We had a 575% return on investment and an average return on investment per sale of 901%. Jumping into the top 10, number 10 is this Tommy Bahama polo shirt, extra large blue Island Zone. Picked this up at a Goodwill for $4.48. It sold on eBay for $27.25. That was $20 for the shirt, $7.25 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $5.62. That provided me a net return of $13.36, which was a 298% return on investment and a 49% net profit margin. Number 9 sale of the week is the only remote control in the top 10 this week. It's this innovative technology ITRR 501 RC remote control. I picked this remote control up for $1.02 on eBay. It sold on eBay for $21.63. That was $15.98 for the remote, $5.65 for the shipping. The actual cost to ship this item was $4.14. That provided me a net return of $13.47, which was a 1,321% return on investment and a 62% net profit margin. Number 8 sale of the week is this vintage polo Ralph Lauren polo shirt in 2 extra large, yellow striped. Picked this up from a St. Vincent de Paul's for $4.48. It sold on eBay for $27.10. That was $20 for the shirt, $7.10 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $5.31. That provided me a net return of $13.81, which was a 308% return on investment and a 51% net profit margin. Number 7 sale of the week, and my last sale of the week, is this Tommy Hilfiger men's large 16 and a half, 34-35 dress shirt. Picked this dress shirt up for $2.68 at a St. Vincent de Paul's. It's sold on eBay for $27 even, $20 for the shirt, $7 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $5.21. That provided me a net return of $14.71, which was a 549% return on investment and a 54% net profit margin. Number 6 sale of the week is this Green Bay Packers women's 2 extra large Cutter and Buck zip-up cardigan. I picked this up from a local Goodwill for $3.02. It sold on eBay for $27.65. That's $19 even for the cardigan and $8.65 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $5.94. That provided me a net return of $14.94, which was a 495% return on investment and a 54% net profit margin. Number 5 sale of the week is this Wrangler Western shirt, 2 extra large, blue plaid. I picked this shirt up for $3.07 at a local St. Vincent de Paul's. It sold on eBay for $26.42. That's $20.22 for the shirt, $6.20 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $4.52. That provided me a net return of $15.27, which was a 497% return on investment and a 58% net profit margin. Number 4 sale of the week is this Ralph Lauren Bob Camp shirt, men's medium blue plaid. This shirt has been sitting around in my inventory for quite a while now, 10 months to be exact. I picked this shirt up for $3.09 from a Goodwill. It sold on eBay this week for $27.93, which was $20.68 for the shirt, $7.25 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $4.71. That provided me a net return of $16.31, which was a 528% return on investment and a 58% net profit margin. And the number 3 sale of the week was a quick seller. It's this Seafarers International Union SIU, AFL, CIO, Brotherhood of the Sea baseball hat. I picked this baseball hat up for $2.58 at a local St. Vincent de Paul's last week, and it sold on eBay after 2 days for $28.33, which is $21.98 for the hat, $6.35 for the shipping. One thing I want to tell you guys, anytime you come across any union apparel, I don't care what the union it is, I have had really good luck selling union apparel. Doesn't matter if it's an international union, if it's a local union, all union merchandise always gets a lot of views and sells relatively quick for me. I think I've probably sold 5 or 6 union shirts in the last year and probably 4 or 5 union baseball hats in the last year. And every single one of them has sold within a week and a half of listing them. They're just very good things. I saw this one in a St. Vincent's and it was in pristine condition. I knew it wouldn't be up long and it sold in 2 days. Actual cost to ship this item was $4.62. That provided me a net return of $16.66 and a net profit margin of 59%. So make sure whenever you're outsourcing, if you see something that's the union, any union, doesn't matter the union, if you can get it for a decent price, pick it up. Number 2 sale of the week is this Dubai Starbucks Global City Icon Collector Series mug. This mug is an item from home. I'll tell you the story about it once we get through the numbers. So I just had it laying around. I can't remember what I paid for it. Cost of goods on it is $0. Sold on eBay for $28.30. $16 for the mug, $12.30 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship was $6.82. That provided me a net return of $16.67, which was an infinite return on investment and a 59% net profit margin. I can remember buying this mug. I don't remember what I paid for it. I bought this when I was in the military. Obviously, I traveled the world. I was stationed all throughout the world. I was stationed in Europe, I was stationed in Africa, I was stationed in the Middle East, and I was really interested in this girl who I was head over heels with at the time. And this was during a time where I was constantly getting deployed and then come back and deployed. So every time I had time where I could stop in a city that had a Starbucks, I would pick up these mugs because she collected them. And in Dubai, I picked up a mug for her and I picked up a mug for myself. This was mine. I got home. I put it. My mom had this in her house for the last 15 years since I dropped it off, and I redeployed as soon as I got home and I went back out. So this has been sitting at my mom's house. My mom handed this over to me recently, and she's like, "Here, finally do something with it." And I had it with the box. This thing was brand new in pristine condition. This isn't the first coffee mug I sold, but I think this is the most expensive coffee mug I've sold this far. I do have a couple coffee mugs listed right now for a pretty good price. And the number one sale of the week is a category I have been slowly getting into over the last couple months. It's this pair of Adidas Dermo 10s men's size 10 running shoes. I picked these shoes up at a local Goodwill for $2.80. They still had the tags on them, and they sold on eBay for $56.73, which was $46.73 for the shoes, $10 for the shipping. These did ship international, so this was an international sale. Cost to ship it was just the cost for me to get it to Chicago to eBay, which was $6.53. That provided me a net return of $39.39, which was a 1,407% return on investment and a 69% net profit margin. Good enough for my number one sale of the week. All right, so this week was really good. It was my final week of the semester for college. Got that knocked out. Did get all the grades back for my finals. A's in every single one. So we maintained our straight A average across the board there, which is exciting. And then this is the first time since fall I'm going to get a week break between semesters. It's normally been class ends go right into the next semester. So I'm really looking forward to getting a week off from school. This way I can catch up on a lot of stuff for the eBay store and have listings ready to go, hopefully, for the next couple weeks. And then once I get caught up, maintain that catch up for the next couple months. I'm pretty excited about that. I did get my denial letter back from the Postal Service, and my claim was denied due to insignificant evidence on the cost of the item being claimed. So in the denial letter, it basically said that, yeah, we're not denying that it was our fault and we could take credit for it. However, you did not provide us good enough proof of the cost of the item, which was curious because I gave them the eBay receipt of the sale. And in the denial letter, they told me the section of the law or post office rules what they needed for an internet sales requirement. And for that, they need a receipt of the sale of the item. And on that receipt, it has to have the shipper's name and address listed, the buyer's name and address listed, the cost of the item, the date it was shipped, and the tracking number for USPS. Well, what I realized is I sent them the generic eBay receipt for the transaction, which only had my name listed, and it had the price of the sale. It did not have the recipient seller's name and address, and it did not have the tracking number information on it. If you go into eBay, when you're going to like the receipt area of the item, like I just clicked receipt and print, not thinking about you would need all this information. But eBay does allow you to customize invoices and receipts where you can add and take off information as you want for privacy. So I went into the receipt and invoice function, and I printed off a receipt with my name as the sender and my address, the recipient's name and address, the cost of the sale, and the tracking number was all attached to the receipt. I downloaded it as a PDF. I went into the claim on USPS.com. I filed an appeal. I attached the receipt, and I put in the explanation. You said my claim was denied due to insufficient evidence of cost of the item. I really wish that they put that you need to do that, like they put that rule number in when you're actually filing it, because all it says is upload. When I did the initial one, all it said was upload proof of cost of item. I wish it told you, hey, you need to upload proof with your name as the sender, your the name and address of the receiver, the cost of the item, and the tracking information available. So I filed the appeal, sent that in. As soon as I filed the appeal, the status changed to appeal review in process. I'm sure I'll be sitting at that screen now for the next 30 to 60 days waiting a response on that appeal. I will keep you guys up to date and let you know how it goes down, but that was the reason my appeal was denied, and I guess I will take responsibility for that. Even though I did turn in a receipt with my name and the cost of the sale on it, I did not realize I had to add on all that information, so I take responsibility. That's my fault. Now I know better for the future. Whenever I have to file a claim with USPS and I have to do a proof of the cost of the item that was damaged. It needs to have sender, receiver, amount, and tracking information on the receipt. So if you guys didn't know that, that is the USPS rule on internet sales that were damaged throughout shipment, which is good to know. And I think it's like Rule 607. I don't know. They put it in the denial letter. So if you ever go through this process and you get a denial letter, they do. I will give them credit. They laid out why the denial happened. They pointed me to the rule of why they denied it, and gave me the steps on how to appeal it. So even though the process is longer, I think this one's going to go through this time now that I've given them the correct information they were looking for. The only other thing, before we get out of here for the day, I want everybody to send their love to my boy Bandit here. A couple nights ago, I let them out to go potty for the night, and when I went to let him in and got the two dogs in, I normally keep it was nighttime, so I had the lights off, and I felt something scrape my leg from Bandit when he walked by when I let him in. Turned the lights on, and he defended his sister with a local porcupine, and he took 19 quills to the face for his troubles. So 3 nights ago, I had to pull 19 porcupine quills out of Bandit's face. He had a rough one, but he was strong about it, didn't cry, and he's been an absolute good boy ever since. So everybody, I know there's a lot of you who watch this show specifically for Boots and Bandit. I just wanted to let you know Bandit had a rough week, and he could really use your love down in the comments. Yeah, if you're new here and you like the content, please hit the subscribe button because it helps me out. And hit the like button if you like the content because it boosts the content in the algorithm. Next Saturday is a big day. It is the 1-year anniversary of me losing my job, which started me down the journey of eBay reselling. And the following Saturday after that is the 1-year anniversary of me making my eBay account and this YouTube account you guys are watching me on. So we got 2 big milestones coming up. Next week's episode will be 1 year's worth of Sunday episodes that have happened, and then the following year will be my 1 year completely on eBay. And I'm going to probably do a special thing for that on Saturday of just going through my first year of selling, first full calendar year of selling on eBay, and providing top advice. And I'll also show my top 5 studs and top 5 duds that I've sold throughout the year. And the best advice I would have for newcomers who are getting started into eBay, like a top 10 list of advice from my 1 year experience of doing this. I will say this has been an absolute blast. I've enjoyed doing it. It has grown so much. What started off as me listing 3 items a day has morphed into an inventory of almost 3,000 items in my garage with smooth processes for every leg of reselling, and it's pretty much run on easy mode now and listing 8 items a day. So look forward to that. That's something to look forward to 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from yesterday is going to be the 1 year anniversary. Next week will be a year's worth of Sunday episodes on Sunday, which is kind of crazy to think about. I have never missed a Sunday since starting. So once we make next Sunday's episode, that will be 1 year's worth of Sunday episodes. And then we have a few weekday episodes scattered in from last summer when I was way more motivated and trying to figure out what I wanted to do for content on this channel, and ups and downs, but I'm coming up with some different ideas. Again, next week is also the first episode of the month, so we'll be going through the YouTube numbers for the month. If you guys, that's something that you guys are interested in, you can look forward to that next week. Other than that, I don't have anything else to share with you guys this week. I'm looking forward to having the week off and looking forward to just rethinking and redesigning some stuff in the shop. I'm getting to that point where I want to move some stuff around. I really want to clean out the garage, like deep clean out the garage and try to make more space and expand the eBay selling part of it to where I could feel comfortable making my inventory more. I always from the beginning said 3,000 was like the inventory I wanted to keep on a consistent basis, and I haven't had to oversize grow my area of the garage to get to 3,000. And now that I'm pushing close to 3,000, I'm realizing, okay, I have a better understanding of how this all works, better understanding of inventory systems, and I'm thinking I'm ready to start expanding in my garage and making more room for the business, so we can make it bigger pushing forward into the future and start branching off into different categories. And with different categories, you need the space to store stuff while they're listed. So that's something to look forward to in future episodes as well. But other than that, got nothing else to share with you. I hope you all had a great week. I hope you all have a great week to come. And remember, no matter what happens, I will see you guys next Sunday. Have a great week, everyone.